All right, greetings everybody, and welcome to the stream. Got some Lex Talionis we're going to talk about tonight. 1 year on this account. A full year of playing Lex Talionis. I started this project a year ago, and the idea was I was just going to play around, get an idea of what the new player experience was like for the 2024 guides. And once I started playing it, I just kind of kept wanting to see what the next and the next and the next thing were. And ended up playing it for a year now. Grand Arena not that great, huh? 1 and 2 this time around. We're punching up against some pretty big opponents though, so that's what it's like. So the Galactic Power growth of this account, if I go back and we look at, let's see, I could probably get the thumbnails up here. We'll take a look at that. Let's see if we can get these isolated in here. And we could just kind of take a look at the progress. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go up on the screen. But yeah, so we were marking days at first. So at 90 days, roughly 90 days, we were at 431,000 galactic power. We didn't have 500,000 until 103 days. Then we hit level 85 finally at day 131. So 131, 4 months, 10 days. It definitely took longer than it did the first time around. On the Loquitur account, we did free to play on the Loquitur account 1 to 85. And I got 85 in, I believe, 95 days. So this took 131 days to get to 85. Million galactic power was on day 180. So almost half a year to get to my first million galactic power. Then let's see, week 37 I hit 1.9 million galactic power. So let me check here. Week 38. Nope. Week 39 I crossed 2 million. So we crossed 2 million at week 39. And then yeah, we're at 2.57 now. 2.58 million galactic power. So the initial start was very slow compared to, let's say, what I would have hoped for. It all comes down to one thing. One thing and one thing only with this free-to-play account. Lightspeed bundles became available, and that was kind of the end of the game for Lex. So the very first Lightspeed bundles that came available, people that bought them got a 5-star Radis capital ship, and any attempts to do well in Fleet Arena were pretty much instantly over. So I had no chance really. As free to play, in the past I've been able to push up and score top 20, top 10, even around people that bought the hyperdrive bundle. But with the Lightspeed bundles, it was definitely lights out for Lex. Lightspeed meant lights out. So once that hit, we couldn't get crystals out of Fleet Arena. Once we couldn't get out of crystals out of Fleet Arena, that reduced the amount of refreshes that we could do every day. And without those refreshes, you just don't get experience like you want to, right? So we got good experience from the daily quests, but we didn't get very good experience from all the battles that we should have been able to do in Cantina and with regular energy and mod energy and all that. So that part of it really, let's say, held the account down. And then the other part of this free-to-play journey that's been a side effect of that, of course, if you can't do refreshes, then you don't really get that great of results on your mods. And after 1 year of play, this is Lex Talionis' mod score. So we have an Omega score of 2.75 with an Omega top 10 of 2.76. We only have 3 mods over 25 speed, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 mods over 20 speed. So since I managed to get the Profundity into the account, we did get we did get a boost to that. Now we get our mod refreshes every day. We've got that up and running, but really have a lot of catch up to do. Playing for almost 9 months with no refreshes was brutal. So if you want to play free to play in the current environment, you can. It's just you have to be able to kind of let go of it and say, you know what, I don't need to be the best, or I don't need to be better than everybody else in my fleet chart or whatever, and just kind of sit back and let the game come to you a little bit, and just play for fun, and it's fine. But I'm quite competitive, so the whole time not getting those refreshes, it was very it's challenging not to just want to either quit playing the account or buy the hyperdrive bundle and get things going or something. But we stuck it out for the experience. So after 1 year, we did manage to get that Profundity capital ship into the account. 4 stars, working on the 5th star. Biston's U-Wing took forever, so they took that off of the node that you could farm it on, and buying it out of the shop really took a long time. Similarly, IG-2000, we've struggled to get to that ship to 7 stars, so we've been farming IG-2000 by my calculation for 30 weeks already. Statistically, you should be able to farm a ship to 7 stars in 28 weeks, from nothing to 330. So we've had a couple slow farms. I didn't get a 7-star capital ship. I wasn't in a hurry to do that. But we're close. So this month, whenever the Executrix event comes up, we'll get the 15 shards for the event. We'll refresh it. We'll get another 15 shards. We'll have a 7-star Executrix. We'll be able to close out the Profundity Journey and get the bonus event under farm. I would say that if you're playing free to play like this, the Profundity Journey was the Relic 9 on Radis made this significantly harder, because we had to acquire the Relic 8 materials and also had to purchase the Relic 9 materials. So it was enough of a drain on resources just getting to Relic 8, but having to save up crystals and get that relic 9 and then save up crystals and basically buy the ship out of the shop. That was rough. So I think anybody who's playing completely free to play, the Executor is just a much better journey in terms of, let's say, achievability. I've got 15 relics. So definitely would be nice to have had, more relics by now. But yeah, I think that it's probably about the best I could have done with the rewards I was getting and the progress and the refreshes and all that. I don't think we could have done much more efficient relicking. We do have quite a few relic materials in the bank, so the next few relics are just waiting on Cairo. So we'll have a few more to do. C3PO event I haven't been able to finish yet either. Wat Tambor we just have unlocked. 39 out of 65. Still working on Wat Tambor. And then Leia, we got her right to 6 stars. So we still need to finish up the 7th star on Rolo. And I do want to do Jabba as my first Galactic Legend, so we should be back in Lightside Hoth and getting some Rolo shards here soon with the guild. So hopefully that'll all work out. All right, let's go see what the chat has to say. Michael says, good evening. Jar Jar says hello. Sourface says a lot has changed in 1 year. Jar Jar says you played in a brand new guild. Yeah, I did. I played really the new player experience, right? New account, free to play, new guild, low level missions, low level raid participation. I don't know a good way to put that. I mean, honestly, with the Rebel raid, our guild got to a point where we were getting a decent box out of that, the Rebel raid. For the size of the guild that we had, we were doing pretty well in the raid. But at first, of course, we were relatively low payout. So yeah, it certainly wasn't like, let's say the account wasn't boosted by being in a guild that was carrying me. Clydo says, good evening. Freedom, spelled free dumb, says hi. I like that. Clever play on words, freedom. So yeah, I would say the single biggest drawback for this style of play is just trying to get those mods going. Really struggled to get the mods. I couldn't afford the mod refreshes. So it's just basically the energy that we got for mods plus the, once a day free energy for mods. And I don't think my statistics were all that bad. It just, without those refreshes, it's been a struggle. You can imagine that if I had 3 mod refreshes every day the whole time, that would be more than double. So we're getting 240 energy a day. If we could have gotten another 360 worth of refreshes on top of that, it would be, I'd be 40%. So it would be, 150% more mods than I currently have. So we've got like, what was it? 13 over 20 or something like that. So we would have more like 30 mods over 20. Yeah. Interesting. So what else can we go through? Let's just go through the journey guide for the fun of it. Take a look at the journeys. See what we've done. These journeys are easy for Palpatine and Yoda. No problem there. Thrawn we got. R2-D2 we got. BB-8 we really didn't even work on. If we get First Order, we could have that easily. Commander Luke Skywalker's unlocked. Padme is... I never did the final mission on Padme. Huh. I don't really have Padme up and running, but we should be able to do the final mission. Let's give it a shot here real quick and see if we can get 7-star Padme in the account. Fun things you find when you check your... Oof. When you check your journey guide. Okay. So we'll take the buffs off of Padme. And then we'll just try to soften things up here. That didn't work. I'm not going to mess with that tonight. You just got to get the timing down and execute Padme, and then it's not too bad from there. We got Chewbacca, we got C-3PO. Also couldn't finish out the last 7th star there. I'm trying to do it without Wicket and without Nisa and also without good mods, which seems to have been a step too far. So, yeah. Yeah, we got Wampa, so we could actually start Luke's journey now, too. That's pretty funny. So just the simplest stuff. We didn't unlock Revens yet or anything like that. Just the easy stuff. And then, of course, that Profundity Journey. And then Galactic Legends. Well, we'll work on Jabba when we get there. Not really any Datacrons to speak of in the account. We haven't gotten to Datacron farming yet. Conquest, in normal Conquest, I can complete all of Conquest on normal. So we can take a look at the Conquest teams that this account has. So basically, we can use Geos in Conquest, but mainly we're using CLS team, the Radis team, and then I've got kind of different teams that I can use with Dash Rendar in them. Use a Bounty Hunter team with Dash Rendar as one of the characters in a Bounty Hunter team. And then the Imperial Troopers, of course, for Conquest. So pretty straightforward. We don't have a ton of different teams. We're working on some more One Relic teams. We're working on the clone team. We're going to try to get some more troopers up and running to get Iden running. And then we've got the troopers, the starting troopers, of course. I'd like to add Dark Trooper to that someday. Get Dark Trooper up and running. All right, what else do you guys want to see about farming? About the account. I'm looking at my farming tab. Yeah, what else do you guys want to look at for the 1 year review? We've looked at mods. We've looked at kind of taking a recap on the improvements. Talked about the issue of playing free-to-play ships. Doesn't seem like a lot to summarize for 1 year of play. But, yeah, I guess one other thing we could take a look at here just to memorialize real quick. We're almost to the Malevolence unlock. We've got 125 out of 145. And I think if the guild hadn't sort of disbanded more or less, I probably would have that by now. So should have had Malevolence at 1 year. It's pretty close. Go get those crystals. What level Grand Arena did you make it to? And what's the plan for next year? In Grand Arena, Bronzium 3. So we made it out of bronzium, or made it into bronzium. But what we fight down here in bronzium, I would say a third of the battles are fair battles, and 2/3 of the battles are people with a lot of GP. And, you know, some of those fights, even still, I win. So we fight against people sometimes that have, you know, 1 or 2 Galactic Legends or a bunch of relics, 7.7 million Galactic Power, stuff like that. And still occasionally we win. So yeah, Bronzium 3. I think when I get my first Galactic Legend, I mean, that's kind of the signal. As I see it, that's the signal to go to Chromium. Because then, you know, most opponents, if it's a good GL, you can put it on bottom front defense. I'll still have Profundity, and between the Profundity and that Galactic Legend front wall, most opponents should only get 1 zone clear. And that makes it pretty easy to win and scale and go up to Chromium. So I think that's how that'll work in Grand Arena. For right now, my defense is just a giant paperweight. So if you look at my 5/5 defense, we've got Radis here. Don't even have another relic, so it's all they have to do is bring in a good damage team there. And there's no other threats to back it up. We got Mon Mothma garbage, Geos. The back wall is just Phoenix with 1 relic on it. So it's a pretty weak defense. But if this, instead of Radis, if this was Jabba the Hutt, for example, then you know, I'd be winning all these GAC matchups, because my opponent would just be stuck there fighting against Jabba. So what's the plan for next year? If I continue to play this account like this, in the next 1 year, let's see, I think we could probably do like 30 relics on this account. 10-day cycle. Yeah, we'd probably get 40 relics. We'll probably get our relic cycle down as we go, so we'll be, you know, 10 starting out and then 9 by the end of the year. So let's say we could do 40 relics. You got almost 20 of them for Jabba, right? You've got the whole journey plus the Jedi Knight Luke journey, plus you got to get Jedi Knight Revan and relic him, and then we'll have to get Embo probably for Territory Wars. So we're looking at like half the relics for the year on Jabba. I think then I might go for Executor, pull down the second big capital ship, and kind of play where, at least for the rest of Bronzium, I always know that I've got one of the big capital ships on defense and one of them for offense, and that means I always win the fleet battles. And then when I get to Chromium, when I need 2 fleets, I can have 1 good fleet on defense, or I can potentially even put both of them on defense. Carry Malevolence plus the rest of the scraps on offense. Don't know if that's good enough, but yeah. So, so I think 2025 probably would be Jabba, Executor, and then, you know, some other miscellaneous characters that I'll want to build along the way, like 5s. Like maybe Sith Triumvirate in there, something like that. And then by the end of the year, you know, I'll be going for the new stuff. So whatever Galactic Legend they announce next year, I think once you got a GL in your account, stabilized, hard conquest, all that, then you just farm the new stuff. And you know, when you get some of the old stuff in your account, and it makes sense to go back for the older stuff, then we'll dip back in there. Where are we at on Kairos? We got lots of Cairo. Oh, we're lacking the lenses. Okay. So we need lenses to make a relic. We got some Kairos in the bank. I was hoping to get C-3PO and have that be my next relic, but it doesn't look like that's going to materialize. So maybe what I should do is look at something like... I really would like to have a tank on my Radis team. So maybe we should do like a K2SO or something like that. Let's go for 5s. So let's go in and let's take this Shakti and the clones team here and start investing some more in them. 5s. We're stuck on all this stuff that we need for the guild currency. We could probably afford some more of that. Let's see. That gets that part locked down. And what do we need here? 49 out of 50. We could probably buy that out of the shard shop. So let's see if we can buy that out of the shard shop. Okay. All right, let's grab that. And upgrade 5s. All right, and let's see where we're at on his gear 12 here. Oof, we're running out of everything. Mark II. Wow. This we can just farm some of these. It's not a problem. Okay, and then this one, we're out of everything. Oh my goodness. So we need those, we need these, we need everything. So we're not getting him to gear 12 today. Okay. Gotta get another raid done. Let's see if we can do some work on the other clones here. Let's get Rex started. We'll take him up to 80 for now. Don't want to burn through all of our money. Take him to gear 8. Put some skills on him. Yeah, we struggled with the skill materials for a long time too, but now that we're getting refreshes on, you know, mod energy and some cantina energy every now and then, we've really seemed to got these skill materials more under control. Go. You still have to farm the ARC Trooper. Let me go put him on the farming tab here. Daily farming. Head him to the cantina. He's already on the cantina. There he is right there. ARC Trooper. Okay. So we'll have to put a little bit of energy into ARC Trooper. Let's start farming Dark Trooper as well. Let's earmark Dark Trooper. He can't type. Let's earmark the Dark Trooper. I believe he's on a light side node, isn't he? Yeah, he's on a light side node. We separate our farms by light and dark side. For anybody who doesn't know why you do this, let's just recap, like super quick, just for the fun of it. If you go to objectives and you look all the way over here, because most people don't, the objective for the day will be, you know, light side energy, dark side energy, and cantina. Whatever it is, if you can pay a little bit of attention to these battles, and on, like, for example, on light side day, just farm light side nodes, and then on dark side day, just farm dark side nodes. And you'll place higher in your guild activities, and you'll get, you know, more free tokens. It's not that big of a deal, but it's free loot that you can get just by paying attention to the daily objectives for guild. Most people don't, so if you do, you usually get more. How'd you do on assault battles? We've got 2 with the Imperial Troopers at Challenge Tier 1. The Rebel one is at Challenge Tier 1 with the CLS team. And then the Jedi one, we're not even close. Not even close. But once we get Jedi Knight Luke, we'll have that under control. Yeah, we don't have Night Sisters. We don't have, what's the one I'm missing? So the Empire, the First Order Sith one. Yeah, I don't remember, but I got 3 of them under control right now. And the Jedi one with Jedi Knight Luke, whenever that pops up. DL, are you doing your sexy Batman voice again? No, it's actually, for those who'll remember, I had an issue with coughing a lot back all the way in like November of last year. And that went on for a long time. And then it came back again this year. And they've changed my asthma medication several times. And the asthma medicine I'm taking now destroys my voice box. I don't know what to do because it makes it sound like I lost my voice, but it's like this. It's some variation of this all the time now. And I've tried 3 or 4 different asthma medicines, and the ones that work for my asthma are leaving me with a lot of vocal fry. So just a side effect of the stuff. Do you like it? Is it better? do you like the vocal fry? I don't. I gotta say, I don't like it. But I do like to breathe. So taking the asthma medicine is kind of like not something that's optional, not something I can decide not to do. All right. Yeah, not much progress on the account until we can start getting back in the raids again. Let's just go look at raids for the fun of it. Well, we're at 63K building. Membership is up to 30 out of 50 members. So we're 3/5 full. So if anyone out there is a new player and wants to be in a starter guild, the idea behind the Lex Talionis guild is just to have a safe home for people to land in the game. Come in, there's, let's say, modest expectations on your participation. Lots of people that want to help. So you can figure out what it's like to play in a territory war, a territory battle, figure out what's important in all those game modes in a pretty safe environment. And then, when you're ready to move on to a better guild, you can, move along and we'll get new members that want to build and grow. And so that's kind of the idea of the Lex Talionis guild. It's just kind of something we're doing for the community. We've got some leaders that volunteered for it. They're awesome. They're doing a great job getting everything set back up again. So I can't express my gratitude enough for this community and how well people work together and express helpfulness toward each other. It's fantastic. Of course, there's toxic parts of our game as well. The community's not perfect, but in general, I think as far as games go, this game has a pretty darn good community base, and you guys are all part of that, and so I do appreciate that. And the crew running the Lex Talionis guild, I'm sure will be successful in one way, shape, or form. So we'll get people generating those tickets. We'll get back into the raids. We'll start building toward the Naboo raid, and get that Get 3 coming in again too. But I'm going to leave the Lex account here. I mean, I could easily move this account to a better guild and, you know, get my guild rewards back up. But I don't know. I think if it's going to have a guild with your name in it, you just need to keep the character there. So Lex will be staying in the guild for now. Any other questions that people asked? Sourface says breathing is good. Breathing plus. Yep. I will say one of the other things that I struggle with is the challenges. Man, there have been a lot of challenges where, you know, a CLS team doesn't really do it. Radis team doesn't really do it. And if I can't do it with one of those two teams, I'm just kind of out. So, like, this is a great battle for Imperial Troopers. So the Imperial Troopers can come in, they have no tanks, they get the offense up, and you'll complete the battle. And then you do resistance to whatever level you can complete with resistance, right? But yeah, my troopers aren't good enough, and so I haven't played this battle yet, but yeah, I must say I have not done well in the Galactic challenges most weeks. That's okay, we still get something out of there. I get box like 6 or 7 most of the time. Box 8 is really where you want to be. You want to get reward crate 8, because 8 is where you start getting these 6-dot slicing materials, right? And if you can get up to 9, that's a lot more of the 6-dot slicing materials. So yeah, that's the goal if you're playing in these challenges. See, tier 7, you don't get those 6-dot slicing materials. So that's why 8's kind of like, I don't feel like I'm doing well in the challenges unless I can hit 8. And I haven't hit 8 routinely on this account. All right. So overall experience, you know, I would say if I was just a person that wanted to play free to play and didn't really care about being competitive, I would say my game experience on this has been 8 out of 10. You know, just managing the resources, getting to Profundity. It's been a fun little challenge, and it's been okay, you know. If I were to say from a competitive standpoint, where do I feel like I'm at after a year, I would say it's a 2 out of 10. And just the idea that I could have had hyperdrive or light speed bundles, you know, anybody who was willing to drop $100 on the game in their first year would literally be 2 or 3 years of play on this account. So if you bought hyperdrive and you bought just like a couple of the light speed bundles, or if let's say you bought Ray and SLKR and hyperdrive, that it would take this account 3 years to catch up to that, to what you would have had just with those purchases. So by way of comparison, you know, the light speed bundles are the way into the game. They've positioned that very well, and for new players that want to catch up, that's really the way to catch up. So if you're not willing to do that, then you have to be willing to just sit back and chill and be like, okay, I don't care, let them pass me up, it's fine. Which is hard for some of us. Alrighty. Well, not much else we can do in the characters. Let's go into ships and see what we can do over here. Cassian's U-Wing. It's mostly finished. Oh, I know what we need to look at. We need to take a look at the Phantom. Because the Phantom, yeah, I don't have the reinforce. So this Phantom, oh boy. And we can't get the reinforce until it's level 85, right? Am I going to spend all my fleet currency just for the moments where I want back-to-back reinforcements? We relic Hera, but we don't have any relic characters for this ship, It's really a pretty weak ship. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna stick with getting the Chimera up and running. So we're gonna sink our efforts there, and let's take a look at these skill ups here. This is the passive, right? So we're not going to go too crazy on the skills. I don't want to use up all my prestige here. I don't even want to use that. I don't think we skill up the basic at all. So this skill, heal, it's just healing. And it's 50% health at the top. This is remove 20% turn meter, and then it's a jump to 35% turn meter. So let's get that. And it's critical damage. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. Okay. And we'll put the rest into Slave 1. We'll give Slave 1 1 level. And we'll keep working on that. Come back later. Chipping away. We still got Plo too. We got to get the reinforcement on Plo. That's going to be more important than the reinforcement on Phantom for sure. Let's put Plo on favorites. We really want that dispel all debuffs from allies. We need that as part of the reinforce. So we'll work on that in the coming weeks. I think that's going to be about it for the 1 year review. Oh. Cool little account. Fun stuff. I started my account in October, followed your dark side guide, but then got the hyperdrive and a few lightspeed bundles. I now have 5.5 million Galactic Power. The Negotiator and a Relic 6 SLKR was a game changer. Nice. So Sourface has a testimonial that the lightspeed bundles and the hyperdrive bundle were good. Yeah. Followed your dark side guide. So you did get you went all the way to the Executor, I take it. So yeah, Executor SLKR, that's nice. Nice stuff. 5.5 million Galactic Power. Man, that comes fast, huh? Hard Conquest. That's a step change in your income as well when you can upgrade to Hard Conquest. A lot better loot out of there. And you know, legitimate access to the new characters, whereas on normal Conquest you really can't reasonably get the new characters out of there. Not enough shards. Even if you make all the shop purchases and everything, it's not even close. Executor's level 4 stars. 4-star on the Executor. Nice. That's solid though. That's solid. All right, I'm gonna pack it in there, guys, and go start getting ready for my Monday night Dungeons and Dragons. For anybody who's not familiar, I play Dungeons and Dragons with a group called the Mythlanders on Monday nights. You can find DM Feanor on Twitch, and that's where the stream is hosted. That's the game master for the game. So if anybody wants to come over there and watch some D&D, I think we're on like our 12th session or something like that tonight. Just hit level 3, so I've been debating what to do with level 3, and we'll see what happens tonight on the Goblin Stone campaign. I'll give you a read-in on it. It's a pretty amazing story. DM is a fantastic storyteller, so if you like fantasy fiction, this guy is just incredible. He just like makes up stuff on the spot, and it's just amazing. He's got an amazing imagination. So in this particular scenario, we're just chilling in town one morning, and this gigantic rock full of goblins smashes into the city, and they invade. And then there you go, boom, there's your campaign. So we've infiltrated the rock. We're trying to rescue prisoners, trying to gather intel and info, find out what's going on, what this is all about. So it's a little bit like combination of, spy, intrigue, combat, character building, role play to get to know our characters better. So it's fun. If you like that kind of thing, come on over there, check us out. All right, please remember, hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. It does really help if you just hit that like button. It gets more people to look at this, and especially if there's newer players who are curious about the game and want to learn more about account building. This review could be a nice little reflection of how the gameplay is free to play right now. So click that like button if you could, please. I would appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff in the future. Notification bell tells you when I'm doing these live streams. And of course, join us over on the Discord. Got a great Discord community, much less toxic than most Discords. So I do hope to see you over there. Thank you all for coming out, and we'll see you in the next Holocron.